Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. It's good to see you again. I hope you caught Trump's rally tonight. He was in Atlanta. He blew Kamala's Atlanta appearance out of the water. And if you saw it, you saw for yourself. I don't have to describe it to you. Of course, if you go over to Twitter, they're pulling their regular shenanigans and yes, I said shenanigans. Uh, they're putting up pictures of the press box, I believe it was, which was totally empty, and hours before anybody started settling down and trying to set up to cover the rally itself. So it's the regular stuff, regular propaganda from the left. That's not surprising. We've seen it for years, going on a decade, basically, as far as Trump is concerned. Further on back than that with other candidates, that's for sure. But if you saw the rally, you saw it yourself. He made mention of something that I wanted to bring to the attention of seniors. If you didn't watch the rally, or if you haven't heard already, I'm not sure when it was proposed or when Donald Trump decided to add this to his list of things that he was going to do for Americans, which was stopping taxation of Social Security and disability benefits. This is music to seniors' ears. And if you watched my only other video right now that's on the channel, you'll know that already know that I'm 65 years old. And this means a lot to people that are my age, any age over 62, basically. And this kind of information is of great importance to us. We have to pay attention to what's going on with our money, because a lot of people didn't have the opportunity to put back in 401k. So something may have happened. Maybe they even didn't have a job that offered 401k capabilities, and they didn't take it upon themselves to do, individual investing. So Social Security is very important to millions of people, and disability as well. That's included in what he was talking about. Just like on Twitter, you could expect to see certain propaganda to hit the airwaves when they were comparing audience sizes and participation in rallies between Kamala's pathetic display of debauchery and Donald Trump's patriotic display of getting the message out to the Americans what he's going to do for America. Instead of letting that be good news for America, places like CBS, MSNBC, CNN, ABC have their opinions turned into propaganda to discourage people. Instead of encouraging America, their sole mission is to discourage America away from taking this news as good news, as the good news that it is, and trying to make it into something bad. So I'll just read you, I believe I pulled up CBS and their reactions to it. It was published on August the 2nd. Amy Picky, let's go with Picky. Amy Picky of CBS News on their website. And it states, former President Donald Trump is promising to eliminate taxes on Social Security, a vow aimed squarely at the 67 million Americans who receive monthly benefit checks from the Retirement and Disability Program. Seniors should not pay taxes on Social Security, and they won't, Trump said at a Wednesday campaign rally in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Such a pledge could be a potent campaign plank at a time when poverty among seniors is on the rise. according to the National Council on Aging and the U.S. Government Accountability Office. They have found millions of older workers are nearing retirement without a penny in savings. Currently, about 40% of Social Security recipients pay federal income tax on their benefits, according to the agency. Now, I'll tell you one thing, this is a travesty in and of itself because it's clearly, and it really makes me want to curse, but I won't, double taxation and a slap in the face to the seniors who have already worked, already paid taxes on these funds. It was extracted from your paycheck. They don't give you a choice in it. So they come in and confiscate your money based on their demand for taxes and put it aside. So, well, that's all well and good. So we get to look forward to some of the benefits in our retirement and our so-called golden ages. And what do they want to do? They want to turn around and tax the funds again. It is a travesty. And Donald Trump's going to put a stop to it. And I really hope with all my being that it is put forth in a way, not by executive order or whatever, it's put forth in a way that's going to make this a permanent move for the benefit of seniors in America, because we should look forward to being able to receive those funds, so we shouldn't have to be taxed on it yet again. So CBS went on to say, such a pledge could be a potent campaign plank at the time when the poverty among seniors is on the rise. But cutting income taxes on Social Security would ultimately harm the program by cutting off one of its funding sources, which is the taxes on the funds. They say it would, in turn, likely hasten the insolvency of its trust funds. Well, for one thing, you can go into the government and tell them to, stop funding the sex habits of flying squirrels. Couple of million here, couple of million there. All these grants and research programs that are just freaking ridiculous, if you want to be honest about it. Maybe studying how the color of toenail and fingernail polish affects transvestites' moods. That's about $2 million grant over here and a $4 million grant of this university or whoever they want to pad the pockets of, basically. So yeah, there's a lot of money that can be put into the system. Stop the spending and stop the suck on Social Security and the benefits that were put there for the Americans' benefit as it was intended. And you don't have to rely on taxes on the Social Security funds themselves to keep Social Security solvent. Start smacking the hands of the dumb people that are funding things that don't need to be funded and sit around and make up stuff so they can get a report on it. Or, who does to get these weird grants and get reports on it and research and statistics? And what do they do with it? Nothing. That's usually what comes of it. Nothing. So there's a lot of things that, besides raising taxes, that's going to improve the economic structure of, how our money is used and what money comes, out of Social Security. Oh, let's see. I think there's another really big drain on Social Security besides losing the taxes that are being paid by the poorest of the poor seniors. I know what I'm talking about here. Stop funding illegal aliens coming across the border. Here I go, wanting to cuss again. That makes me angry because you can go to many local, state, federal government agencies and find statistics on just how much is being spent on illegal people that aren't paying any taxes at all into our system and receiving benefits off of our taxes that should be coming to us, Americans, citizens, legal citizens. If you're an immigrant and you came over here, and people have said it a million times, we do not care if you come to America and you followed the rules, followed regulations, come here, legally. That's fantastic. That's how a lot of people get here. And nobody cares about that. I mean, as far as we care because, yeah, we like it. That's great. Come here legally. Don't come sneaking across the border and expecting a check. That's the abuse of our American system right now. It's not the fact the abusing seniors getting their benefits is one thing. Abusing the system, paying for illegals, and just because they're here doesn't mean we're supposed to take care of them. They brought themselves here. They can take themselves back. We can help them get back. That's a lot cheaper. I'm not being cruel and heartless and all of that. It's simply because we've had hard times too. My neighbors, my family, myself, we've been through things that are hard times. Just about everybody got a taste of hard times during COVID and what the government did to us during the what I believe to be a made up crisis. Now, if we've got people coming across the border and they actually need help, they're going to have to be able to prove it. They need to wait a certain amount of time, bring papers, bring documentation, bring things that make their transition into America legal. We should be more than happy to help people that are trying to do things right, to change their life and to do things right. That should be perfectly fine. There shouldn't be any problem with it. But people sneaking over here with drugs and just sneaking over here because they can and because they want to take advantage of what's in America and situations that are in America that they can exploit. You can get your ass back over the line, thank you. And I'm not being harsh about it. I'm being real about it. There is persecution going on politically in other countries. We're very well aware of that. Make your transition to the United States in a legal manner. You won't have any problems. We won't have any problems. You'll be ready to go. You'll be ready to start work and pay taxes and join the family of American citizens. We can help with that. People help with that all the time. There's resources for that. There's also resources provided by the left that gin people up, get them all in a caravan, heading to run right across the border with no intention of being legal. And every intention of taking your tax dollars and paying for it. Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's right? If you can honestly vote for the Democrat Party, knowing that they're going to raise taxes for one. Kamala's already said she's going to raise taxes. She can't wait to raise taxes. And keep allowing people to come across the border. Have you noticed that she, one of her campaign stumps, one of her campaign slogans, or it's not even a slogan, it's just a talking point that she comes across, and she says, vote for me and I'll do something about the border. As soon as I'm president, we'll do border reform. Has she forgotten already that she's still vice president? That she can do something tomorrow instead of waiting until she, tries to bamboozle people into voting her into the presidency? Is she that stupid? Let's see. Let's look at the evidence. Seems like she's that stupid. So, well, the thing is, if she's going to be in charge of the border and continue to allow the laws that are already on the books to be broken, it makes absolutely no sense to vote her into a higher position where she can do even more damage. And as far as the claim by the left right now that, if President Trump doesn't collect, tax money on the benefits of Social Security from seniors, does that also count for the illegal immigrants also? Do they pay taxes on the benefits that they are receiving out of our tax money that they never paid into? I think I've got a little research to do tomorrow because I'm not clear. I haven't heard anybody discuss that. It just dawned on me right now. They may not be paying any taxes at all, of course. They have no job to report. I believe there is a provision if you make less than a certain amount of money per year, you don't even have to file. So I'll need to look into that. Because if they're able to claim that they don't make any money at all or make less than what is required to report, they wouldn't be reporting. So, in essence, the reporters at CBS, or this one reporter, Miss Picky, has said that cutting the income taxes on Social Security would ultimately harm the program. And Nancy Altman, president of Social Security Works, which is a supposed advocacy group, told CBS it really is, in some ways, Trump advocating defunding Social Security. No, that's just their take on his application of allowing seniors to get their benefits without being punished again for it. They also said that Social Security's funding issues have been years in the making, partially due to changing U.S. demographics, baby boomers retiring in record numbers and seniors living longer. Sure, blame the victims, the victims of having their funds taxed, and blame them for getting older, blame them for taking care of their health. Blame them for their age, of which, age is kind of like your skin color. It's something that you can't do anything about. It is what it is. So we're in the position of, okay, once you get old, you're old. If you're young, you're young, but you will eventually get old if you're lucky. So when you get to your old age and you are depending on Social Security, either fully or to make ends meet, along with other funds that you may have, it's very important to know that you would be able to keep just a little bit more of it. And for taxes, sometimes it's a lot more of it. It can make a huge difference in a lot of people's lives to be able to keep 100% of what your benefits are instead of having to divvy out for taxes, on your benefits. And it's also for the disability recipients also. So there is the report there in CBS also. And there is a misperception among Americans that Social Security benefits aren't taxable, and that such income wasn't taxable until 1984. Under changes signed into law by President Ronald Reagan, Social Security income above a certain threshold did become taxable. But more seniors are subject to the tax each year because the thresholds have not been adjusted for inflation since 1984, which means each year more middle-income beneficiaries are paying taxes on their Social Security checks. And it says, for instance, the share of seniors who paid taxes on their benefits was 26% in 1998. That figure now stands at 40%. So they're getting even more taxes. But see, that's all that the Democrats are worried about is the source of income to the government. They're not worried about the source of income to old senior citizens who may or may not be able to work anymore, physically, mentally, whatever, just based on the age that they are. They may not be able to go back to work, and you still want to take the money away from them. That's just cruel and unusual. But Democrats don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They care about the taxes they're going to get out of us. That's about all they care about. So I was just going to bring that to everybody's attention in case you hadn't heard it yet. We need to pray for Donald Trump. Need to pray for his safety. Need to pray for everybody in the campaign safety. Make sure that they get through the day protecting him as well as they can. So, in all honesty, and my camera shifted on me here, the Democrats don't want to see, us have any benefit because we've lived too long already, you see. I remember when they were talking about, who get insurance and Obama's debacle of insurance that we've got to deal with these days. Who gets to pull the plug on us? And if I need, some kind of surgery that is highly invasive, have I lived long enough? Have I lived a good enough and long enough life to where maybe the insurance ought not to pay for that? Obama was actually debating these things while he was around. Oh, he's still around, though. He's just hiding behind the curtain. The one that Kamala's standing in front of right now instead of Joe. They kicked him off stage, pushed him downstairs. So, tell me what you think. Put it in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the Social Security situation. Another tax move that, before I sign off, another tax move that I appreciate to hear from Donald Trump is people that work in the service industry won't get their tips taxed. No taxes on tips. I think it's a good move. Because the income that you're paid as a wage should not be reflected in what people decide to give you out of the goodness of their heart. It shouldn't be considered part of your taxable wage, really. So I was real pleased to hear that particular perception as well. So let me hear what you've got to say about everything in the comment section below. And have a good night.
It's a good world.